Hey Josh, it's Tuesday, and I know this is gonna be a bit of a late one, but I kind of forgot that it was a Tuesday. So first off, to answer your question from last week, it definitely sounds interesting. I've never really seen much of the whole heist, or like a heist-esque thing. I mean, I watched Critical Role one-shot, or one of them that Liam did. That was basically just all one heist, but I never even finished it, and it was only one session, but I hope that you have fun with it. But speaking of new campaigns, I had my first campaign of my homebrew, or homemade, however you want to say it, my completely original story. I had my first session of that on Saturday, and it was fun. It went well. I had to, I only struggled a little bit with, trying to pull everyone into why they're on this mission. But they role-played it out really well, and I was really surprised, because one of the people in my group, this is his first actual campaign. He was in a little one-shot that we did, that was a very weird one. It was an amnesia one, I think I mentioned it, a couple weeks ago when we actually had it. But yeah, he was one of the people in that, and he's really good at it. I'm quite surprised at how quickly he picked up on things. It took me until buying the actual books to finally understand things about the game. Um, but yeah, I should have given him more inspiration for how well he roleplayed his character. Um, but basically, another thing with it was that I was really kind of concerned for a while, because 4 out of the 5 of the players, or that at least I knew of, were playing some sort of caster. We have 2 wizards, a sorcerer, and a druid. And then the last guy, or the last one, my friend Stav, I was really hoping that he'd play something not magic-based, which wouldn't be too much of a surprise, because literally the only 2 things that he plays are paladins and fighters. That's it, he doesn't play anything else. But he is playing an Eldritch Knight. So I was just like, okay, so we have all casters, but at least we have 2 one of our wizards is a blade singer. So we have 2 people that are actually kind of sort of melee, and then we got a healer and the druid, and then we got our 2 mainly arcane characters. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. We got through about what I'm suspecting to be about the first half of the first chapter. They were starting at level 3, so that way I was able to add in more factions and actually have an excuse for having them be in the different ones, or have an excuse for there to be this many factions. Like two of my factions are, I have a Thieves Guild and an Assassin's Brotherhood. Those 2 could have been put together, I guess, but I didn't really like the idea of having Thieves and Assassins in the same guild, even though they're both out of the rogue class. So I was just like, okay, let's just start at level 3, and therefore I don't have to worry about it. Or I don't have to worry too much about that. But yeah, it was a fun one. But yeah, Ethan is he's our druid who is the new player. I was so incredibly surprised at how well he did. Um, like, within the first 5 minutes of his character being introduced, he was straight into the role playing, and I was just like, bit okay. I'm not used to this, because I kind of have to push my players to roleplay a little more, because they don't really, or most of us aren't really huge into our character creation. I'm probably the biggest into the character creation though. I really like to try and roleplay my characters out to what I think they would actually do, which is something that I'm having a little bit of trouble with Androsta in your campaign. Um, but I'm having a little bit of trouble role playing her because it's an entirely different thing than I've ever played in anything really. Even in all of my Facebook role plays that I've done since middle school or whatever, um, I've never really played a strictly magic arcane based character. Which is also one of the reasons why I went with Blade Singer with her, so that I could actually have like that little bit of melee to fall back on just in case. Um, but yeah, I would get into the story, but this video is already going to be going up late. So anyway, I'll just end it here. So Josh, my question for you, what was the best role playing that you've had people do in any sessions that either or any campaigns that either you have run or that you have been a part of? So that'll do it for this video. So Josh, I will see you on Friday. Later, bro. Good luck on the bar. I think that's coming up. Later, bro.